Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR. So with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here from Max Walker Williams. Had the opportunity to talk to Max on multiple occasions. Great asset to the space. Definitely go check him out over on Twitter as well as on YouTube. And he actually had an interview with one of the smartest individuals at a single largest active investment fund in the UK. And he actually mentioned that Hedera will be a top 5 crypto asset. Check this out.
Is Hedera a top 30, top 20, top 10, top 5? Where do you see it? Where's its natural home once everything settles?
I think it's a top 5. I mean, we wouldn't have gone with Hedera if we didn't genuinely believe it was going to be one of the winners, and I think it's setting itself up really well for that.
Now, of course, listen. Does it mean anything coming from anyone that HBAR will be a top 5 until it happens? No, it doesn't. Listen, predictions are a dime and a dozen, right? Like, you could say predictions all day long. But I will say this, all right? Everyone that is working within very, very large industries that have incredible careers within those industries are talking about Hedera in very, very high status, right? Meaning they are talking about Hedera as being a leader around the space, being a leader around finance, being a leader around a lot of the industries that it is disrupting. Now, I will say this. I'm with pretty much everyone else that believes that HBAR is a top 5 token. And the reason why I believe it isn't because it's coming from anyone. It's because of what we have seen. When we look at the ecosystem around Hedera, all right, there is massive amounts of activity happening on Hedera. The ecosystem continues to expand. The token service itself is absolutely incredible. But then you have that with the HCS as well. I mean, everything that has been happening on Hedera in the last, give or take, 2 years has been incredible to watch. We have seen projects launch. We have seen projects expand. We have seen huge partnerships, GCs, you name it. The only thing that we are waiting for at this point in time is the market to cool down and begin the next cycle. Even if we are done with bull and bear markets and we start ushering into the utility age of crypto, Hedera is going to become a leader. When we look at the ecosystem, when we look at everything happening on Hedera, there's just one thing that has not really kind of showed up, and that's just price action. When we look at some of the recent announcements from the HBAR Foundation, for an example, some of the biggest ones that we've seen just recently with the GBBC, for an example, some of the expansions happening with the Guardian service, there's so much happening around Hedera. I always say when you go over to the HBAR Foundation, you could scroll through any time of the day and probably see a new announcement, some new type of news. Like, there is so much happening on Hedera. They are constantly active. This is one of the loudest projects that I've seen in the bear market. Let's look at the CBDC announcement recently, right? So everyone has a questionable opinion on CBDCs, and that's fine. But we all know that they're happening. They're coming. They're becoming a big deal. 93% of central banks are already exploring CBDCs. And well, here we have MTech Inc. CBDC Hackathon Kit for central banks is built on Hedera. When we look at what Carmel Cadet from MTech is saying, she says, excited to share another milestone today. I started this journey to put cash on blockchain because the only form of financial service billions of people had access to was paper cash in a growing digital world. Central bank money, aka cash, is a unique form of money that we rely on because it's fully guaranteed and why they accept it. If a bank is failing or a fintech is failing, we want to withdraw our money and ask for cash. That says we trust central bank money as the safest place to be. Even when in good times, we also trust private money, bank deposits, e-money, stablecoins, crypto. Central banks know that, hence why they want to bring cash into the modern and digital world. That's what digital cash and central bank digital currency is all about. But here's the truth. Central banks have the mandate to issue cash, but in today's world, they also need the technology innovation that is wildly possible with fintech, so we can all access digital cash. We've always believed CBDC plus fintech innovation is untapped opportunity, so we decided to do something about it. Today at the CBDC conference in Istanbul, we just introduced our latest offering, CBDC Hackathon Kit for central banks looking to tap into fintech innovation, test our API-first Web3 CBDC solution while collaborating with fintechs to solve many of challenges for their markets. Now, this is a turnkey solution for central banks to use our solution, leveraging Hedera as layer 1 protocol, APIs and integrated token lifecycle management, and we have signed up 2 central banks already. More details soon. This is building on our regulatory sandbox and CBDC Innovation Kit, which also does run on Hedera, for fintechs to quickly innovate with CBDC. We're on a journey to modernize central banking for the fintech era, and we're just getting started. And again, as we look at what's happening around this market, we are so early. We are so early. I say it. I know I sound like a broken record, but we literally are so early in the space, and it's very exciting. Also, from the HBAR Foundation, like I said, the GBBC. So we're proud to have contributed to the latest framework from the GBB Council's Interwork Alliance, Digital Measurement Reporting and Verification, V2. The Hedera Guardian is critical tech for the DMRV, and we look forward to our continued collaboration. So now within this, we do see digital measurement, reporting, and verification framework. Now, if we do scroll down, we can see the forward thought process around this. Obviously, this is all to really kind of accommodate for the next generation digital assets around, for example, like carbon credits and things like that around the environment. Obviously, this is going to be a big area of opportunity simply because I've talked about it in the past, right? Like, it does not matter what you think about specific markets, especially even like CBDCs. Things are moving very fast. Mandates are being put in place, especially around like carbon credits, carbon offsets, and things like that. And I do believe that Hedera is going to be a big player around that. Even in the executive summary, we do see to scale environmental markets, we need to digitize the origination or manufacturing process and products. This new digital approach will enable the creation of standardized, comparable, and differentiated products from a wide variety of sources and lower their creation cost to make them more accessible and trustworthy. This is a full-on framework that is going to be a harmonized, standardized framework that is agreed upon by all market participants that will enable investors, buyers, and other participants in global environmental markets to ensure the credibility and integrity of outcomes while maintaining the rigor and also the requisite documented evidence to indisputably track impacts. So this is going to be a big deal. And this is all agreed upon with the Interwork Alliance. When you actually look at some of their frameworks, there's actually already a token taxonomy framework. And then they also have a contractual definition around this, which you guys can all read about. And then also down here, the analytics framework as well. They are notorious for creating a lot of these major frameworks, and they also already have a ton of memberships or members on their membership list. And when you actually look at the overview of the IWA, we could see that they are an association of private sector organizations, large and small technology providers and technology consumers, governments, academics, and civil society at large that share the vision of a world of collaboration built on the digital interchange of tokenized items of value. Remember what I've said, the entire world around you will be essentially tokenized at some point in time. We are ushering into the digital age of everything, finance, trade finance, transactions, payments, things like that. Like, everything around you is being disrupted right now. This is a big deal. And even when we look at the GBBC, I've been heavily focused on this company for a while. We do see it's the largest leading industry association for the blockchain technology and digital assets community. Launched in Davos in 2017, GBBC is a Swiss-based nonprofit with more than 500 institutional members and 231 ambassadors across 109 jurisdictions and disciplines. The organization is dedicated to furthering adoption of blockchain technology by convening regulators, business leaders, and global changemakers to foster collaboration and advance dialogue to create more secure, equitable, and functional societies. Mind you, at the same exact time, Hedera is literally working with the GBBC and the IWA on this to create a framework. Like, this is a big deal, and the Guardian is the critical tech for this. This is why I say, if you are not focused on what Hedera is doing and becoming, you're going to miss out on a huge opportunity. And also over here, last but not least, Toko, one of the biggest projects building on Hedera, has secured operating license approval from Dubai's Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, emphasizing the tokenization platform's firm commitment to operating with transparency, accountability, and regulatory compliance. In addition, Toko has today announced a strategic partnership with VirtuZone to launch Dubai's first tokenized equity crowdfunding platform, transforming private equity fundraising using Web3 for both investors and businesses alike. We are excited to see how these significant milestones bring value to the Hedera ecosystem, to Web3 as a whole, and to the emerging digital economy as Toko continues on their mission to democratize finance through tokenization. What an absolute bombshell announcement from Toko. This is a huge deal, and when we actually look at the full breakdown from Toko themselves, we could see how big this actually is. There's a few quotes within this that I do want to go over. One of the biggest things that I really kind of want to talk about is just the adoption here. Adoption is becoming a big deal for Hedera right now, especially through a lot of these partnerships. This is why I say that domino effects should not be overlooked. We are thrilled to be issued this Vera license for fully regulated VA broker-dealer services by the world's only exclusive regulator for the VA sector. Toko applauds Dubai's commitment to leading the world in virtual asset regulation by providing a responsible, comprehensive, and clear roadmap for the virtual asset industry via a trusted and regulated ecosystem for individuals and businesses to engage with digital assets. We look forward to playing a supporting role in the development of Dubai as a leading global virtual asset hub. In addition to this, they will be offering an end-to-end virtual assets solution, empowering asset owners, issuers, and investors to address real-world problems and promote financial inclusion. This does include by creating data-rich tokens that align to a wide variety of underlying assets such as real estate, which is a $300 trillion global asset class, funds, shares, digital art, and IP rights. This is a big deal. And outside of this, you also have VirtuZone. VirtuZone is a big deal. This is a big company. When you scroll down on this list, right? So first off, there was a few quotes within this as well. Ultimately speaking, it's just kind of really relaying what I just talked a little bit about. But here we have from VirtuZone. Since our founding 14 years ago, our mission remains the same: to ease the way for entrepreneurs, startups, and SMEs and equip them with all the tools they need to succeed. We are therefore thrilled to partner with Toko under the Vera regulatory framework and introduce tokenized equity offerings, which we believe will make Dubai an even more attractive destination for startups and entrepreneurs seeking funding, as well as for the angel investors and venture capitalists looking to be part of Dubai's thriving business sector. Our strategic collaboration with Toko also aligns with the UAE's national entrepreneurship agenda, which aims to establish the UAE as home to 10 unicorn companies by 2031. This is big. And when you look at some of the stats behind VirtuZone, they are the UAE's first and largest company formation specialist and an award-winning corporate service provider. Established in 2009, VirtuZone has set up the companies of more than 70,000 entrepreneurs from 180 countries, with over 150 staff members speaking 40 languages. VirtuZone provides end-to-end company formation and corporate services ranging from trade license and visa processing to bank account opening, tax consultancy, compliance, accounting, legal services, and more. This is a huge deal. And when you go to the About section over on VirtuZone's website, we do see whether you are a startup, a small business, or an individual simply requiring your own trade license, with VirtuZone, you won't have to lose even a night's sleep worrying about the red tape involved with the UAE Free Zone and mainland company setup process. They are literally helping these companies along the way fully. And by the way, 90% of their clients renew their trade license with them every single year. This is a very large company. Everyone needs to pay attention to these major announcements and these major connections with some of the largest, this is like some of the largest companies out there. That domino effect into tens of thousands of other companies. This is a big deal. And I'm very excited about this. I do think that Hedera is becoming a leader through a lot of these domino effects in terms of the partnerships that they do have. Toko is one of the most incredible partnerships that we have seen and companies building on Hedera. When we look at Toko, yes, this is DLA Piper. DLA Piper is a global law firm that has become a leader as well. Hedera is the real deal, and they're here. They're becoming a big deal as well. And like I've said, going all the way back to that first tweet, do we think that Hedera is a top 5 token? I strongly believe so. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and check the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Peace out.